and welcome back to Whipley Hour, and today we're going to do a quick review of the marble run that we recently did on channel. It's by Rokr, Rolife, Robotime, Rowood. They're all the same company. This particular one is from their Around the World series, London. I think it's the first one that they have done, so I am expecting that there will be some others which will be joining. So it's about the fourth time I've started this video because every time somebody goes past or starts barking, it's been very disruptive ever since I've started it. So let's hope that we can make this one count. So I do not have all the marbles in here. I actually have 3 to 1 side. Not every carriage is working properly, and I need to investigate that, but I want to have some time to do that because I think it's going to include some gluing and places that hadn't anticipated gluing to try and work out why not all of them are working correctly. But nevertheless, let's make a start. So the first pro is that it's really detailed, even without the painting on it. I mean, I prefer that it had painting, but it doesn't, and it is really detailed. Even though, again, this part here is painted at the front of the Thames, it is really very pretty. It's quite detailed. I mean, it's not like I made up where to draw things. They were there. They're just lines on the surface, a bit like you could see in the front here where you've got those lines, and it's kind of giving you some detail, and for people who want it without colour, it's a great build. I mean, it really is. If you want a bit of colour, you may be doing this one itself. I actually think it's a bit of a shame that they don't do colour ones. When they first started their circus line, and they did the I think they started with the Ferris wheel actually, and that originally didn't have any colour on it either, but then as the series kind of carried on, or a new series began, either one, then there was quite a lot of colour involved in them, and I personally prefer it to have a little bit of colour, hence why I coloured it myself. Alright, so, but nevertheless, like I say, the pro is that it does have a lot of detail. Oh, it even has a Rokr logo back here. Never spotted that. Didn't do anything to the main plate at all. And this is, and it's right. Secondly, it has like all the main key buildings from London. It's got the London Eye. We have the Big Ben, obviously. We have the London Tower down there. We have the embankment back here, and then we have, of course, the River Thames, which I already kind of showed you, and then we have, oops, sorry, turned it off, and then we have the red bus. So of course you can't have London without having a red bus. So if you ever get to visit London and you're not from this country, or even if you are from this country but you've never gone to London, you've got to go on the big red bus there, right? So that's kind of where that is. So I think that is absolutely delightful. So the third thing is that it is USB, which means you don't need any batteries to make this work. You just do need your USB socket, which is, it's not an iPhone one, it's an Android type one. I'm sure they have technical names, but I don't know them off the top of my head. I'm just not that way inclined. It also has your touch controls, so I could just have it that the lights are on. When the lights only are on, then it flashes, like you can see on that London sign down in the front here, it flashing, and also you can see it a little bit on this one, but it shows more on that London one, I think. So that's really cool. Or you can have the whole thing going, or you can hold it and it will turn off. One of the other things I found out accidentally actually is this has a timer on it. So this is still part of the whole USB thing. It has a timer on it. I reckon it's about 5 minutes. I let it keep running, and suddenly it just went off. And so I reckon it has a timer on it for probably about 5 minutes, which is kind of cool. Fourthly, it has, which I didn't show much on the video, even though I talked about it, a magnetic ball catcher. So if the balls do get stuck, you can go ahead, it's got a magnet on the end here, catch your balls and pull them out basically. It's meant for to go in here. So there's a little tunnel down here and it's meant to go inside there, which I'm having difficulty doing. There we go. It's meant to go inside here to catch any balls, probably from the bottom, and it's meant to release using the underground. Now, my underground, this isn't on the negative side for the model, so I will explain, but my underground does not go backwards and forwards anymore. It did when I first built it, but it doesn't anymore. And I think the reason why the little underground train here, do you know what I mean? I hate to turn it up. There we go. There's a little underground train. So it is on things which will make it go back and forward, similar to the bus. But mine doesn't work, and I think it's because of my lighting, because anyone who's watched this knows I had a big issue with my lighting. So I think that's quite good. Also, something which is all along this kind of same point is the London Eye. If a ball gets stuck, say, down at the bottom, which is feeding onto the chairs as such, capsules in this case, if it gets stuck, the London Eye will go backwards and forwards in order to try and release it. So it kind of stop, then it'll turn a bit the other way, then it'll turn again, until it's released. And that's pretty clever. I mean, I did not expect this, so that was kind of cool. Alright, going on to number 5. It does have some spare parts. Anyone who, again, seen the steps to doing this know that I did break a few. I know I broke one of these at the top here. This is still very wobbly, isn't it? But broke one of these. There was a spare for it, and there was quite a few spares for some of them. Some of the bigger pieces they don't tend to do many spares for, if any. So you've got to be a bit careful with that. My London bus, the accordion piece going around there, that broke, so I did go and grab another one. It's probably the biggest spare part that they have, actually. There's one more. I can't think what the other accordion piece is for, but there is another larger accordion, not that large, accordion piece, which there was a spare of. So, it might be for one of the ramps. Underneath here is quite a few like little tunnels, and they have accordion pieces separating them. So I had spare parts of one of those anyway, plus a accordion piece for the bus. Sorry, bus. I think this is so cool that a ball comes down here, goes into the bus, and the bus kicks it out the other end. I don't know if they're gonna. There's one goes in and out it goes. Pretty cool. Very clever design. Okay, and that is it, I think, for the pros, other than final thoughts as such. Okay, so on the negative side, or the cons of it, lights. My lights broke right at the get-go. So what you have to put the lights into are very small slots. I don't even think I've got any on display anymore that you can see, but very, very fine, where you squeeze the lights into and it catches behind it. They are so tight that if you get it wrong and you're trying to pull them out, it can easily break your wires. And that is exactly what happened with me. It actually broke at the bulb itself, and unfortunately, hey, I can use my ball catcher. One fell out. First time, isn't it, this whole video? Yeah, so I was very disappointed with the lights breaking. It was very unfortunate, and I did find a fix. So if you do break yours and you're looking for a fix, then hopefully I've explained it well enough. I think it was in the unboxing video, the very first video for this, which is when the lights broke. It might have been the second video. It was either the first or second anyway. I did get them fixed to a fashion. Fortunately, there isn't much that goes on it down here, which is where the lights are, other than probably that underground working. So, which obviously my little train, I can't scoot across anymore like you could. It was a manual operation. It wasn't anything which would have been, I don't think anyway. I don't think it moved as part of the whole marble run. Could be wrong. Mine doesn't anyway. Either way. So I thought that was unfortunate. It was a huge thing. It was a big disappointment for me that it didn't work, and that they broke, and I didn't have really any way to fix them. Of course, I don't think any model that I've ever seen has ever had spare lights. So it was either a matter of going out to try and buy some string lights, which is actually quite hard to do, especially when there's a certain number of bulbs you want. But the only downside to it was it meant that this top part, I didn't have as many bulbs in it. I didn't have the 4 bulbs or whatever it was meant to be. I only get 3 inside here. That was kind of the only downside that I actually ended up with for my lights breaking, and the fact that I guess the train didn't work, and that's probably exactly the reason why it doesn't. Alright, so number 2, instructions. Gotta say it, a lot of it's really confusing, and I mean, this is the book itself, and you have the ones about the lights, and it does have a video about them, but a lot of them I was left like, what are they even talking about? I mean, you can see here this is all like to do with the lights and things like that, but a lot of it I was still like, I don't even know what they're talking about. And these are the little clips I was talking about, the tiny little slots that you put them in, but they look a lot bigger here than they actually are, or they were on my model. Mine were very, very close together. But a lot of this, if you've watched any of the videos, you know a lot of it was very confusing. I didn't understand what they were trying to tell me to do, and it wasn't clear. I do like the fact that they are black and white, and they do point out special parts and things like that by doing different colours, doing your check and your X, don't do it that way type thing. I like that. However, they were very confusing in the first place. It would have been nice to have had much clearer instructions. Which also takes me to another thing. There were huge steps, absolutely huge. It ended up being 9 steps in total. So it seems that very rare that you seem to get a model that either has just the right amount of steps. They're either got one every tiny piece, or you have huge ones. Either way, I don't like the huge steps. So particularly when it came to number 7, it was several pages. Like this is number 5, and you can see it just I can't remember how long number 5 was, but it's still going and going. This one's now on to 6, and it was just over several pages. I think 6 and 7 were the worst on here from what I can recall, and they were just huge steps, really, just too huge. And I'm not sure why. I think I said in my video it's probably to do with advertising of some sort of marketing, the fact that, you know, they could say, hey, done in 9 steps and things like that, but they're not. It's not really 9 steps. It's a lot in one of those, and that I don't like. So it also loses some marbles, number 4. At the moment I don't have them all in. I've got another 3 sitting on the side here, because I wanted to at least get it going so that something was working for doing this video before I take it apart, basically, and see why it's not picking it up on all of them. When it is, then I think we'll have another 3 in the mix. There's not one in there now. I could probably add 1 or 2. Just see if those get picked up. But if you have too many in there and they're not being picked up, then it causes a traffic jam, and that's when you start losing marbles all over the show. I don't think it's kicked them out at the top here actually, because I can see quite a few in here. Let me encourage them. Don't know where they all are. They're all around somewhere. Anyway, so that's kind of that, but it just does lose some marbles. It is a really good design. It's just got a few issues. I've kind of almost inclined that I take one of the rings out from this London Eye, which separates it all out, to see if I can get it running better that way. It is possible, right? You never know. But I am going to go and check it all and see if I can fix the problem. So that's that. Number 5 it's gone off now. How long was it? 5 minutes? Maybe a bit longer, maybe 10. Number 5, I personally would have preferred that it had have been coloured. I don't overly like just the wood with these designs, especially for something which is meant to be fun and playful like this. I love the bell, by the way. Something playful like this, I think it just would have been nicer to have had it coloured. Some models I think are fine without any colour at all, but you know, quite often I will put colour in them if I feel that they need it. Oh, we got one stuck. Come back, come back. Oh, it's going underneath. Oh, don't go down there. Okay, alright, catch her. There we go. And this is what happens if you put too many in there and it's not accepting them into their... Gosh darn it. Every time. Puppy's gonna want feeding. Alright, so like I say, I think it would have been better coloured. I think it's something they could do. I do hope that they, if they ever saw this, which is never going to happen, but if they did, they'd be like, okay, maybe we should colour some things like this. Particularly as they have a better idea of some of the colours of these things than I do. I mean, I haven't been in London in years, and I've certainly never ever been to the London Eye, so I'm not saying it's a reflection of how it looks, because it probably isn't. It's probably just nothing like that, really. But the red bus is probably closer to the red bus. There you go. Alright, anyway, that's what I felt could have been improved, let's put it that way. Final thoughts. I'm done on my numbers. So one of the things that surprised me was actually the footprint of this, as to how small it was compared to the other Rokr marble runs that I have done in the past. And I actually thought it was quite small, but I can actually understand this. I think it's the sort of marble run that you would have sitting, like if you're in an office on your desk. You may not want it to be making all the noise or running, in which case then you're going to have it just for lights. But I think it's actually quite a nice size for that purposes, but it is quite a small marble run. For the price, it's about the same price as the bigger ones, and it doesn't have as much going on inside, although I think it has quite a fair chunk going inside. I mean, it does go up and down that London Bridge. Probably haven't seen that too much. I don't even know the best side to show you, to see if we can see it, to see if it goes down this bridge down here. But it does go down there every now and then, so it works very well in that way. Anyway, that's it. That's all I have. I'm really generally very happy with that. I think you've got to be very careful with these marbles and these when you make these. Even though I didn't glue it, it doesn't say it needs glue. For something which is never going to move, and this isn't, then that might be a consideration. And also, I will say this, that when I put this on today, the way the light is, it gave me a lot clearer picture of, you know what I was saying about when you put these capsules in. If you watch the video, you know what I'm saying. And there's a certain way they have to go. From this positioning, you can see it a lot clearer which way it is. On the end, you've got where it joins, so that goes straight across horizontally. But one inside there is slightly, it has a thicker. So you've got the horizontal, then it has one thicker side going down like this. That is the one that goes in those little slots. So I did change all of mine today, but obviously I've still got issues with whatever's going on. So there you go, you get a new angle now. Now I don't even know that it's doing anything. Let's see. Oh, there we go, it went down there. I took a guess on where it was going to go. It doesn't sound like it's doing too much otherwise. I don't know how many balls I've lost in the process. They might all still be sitting in these little cars. Oh, there's one. Yes. Anyway, alright, good times. Alright, do please put in comments down that you have, if I can help you at all on the build. I do hold on to the instructions, and my memory isn't always all that, but I certainly do try and help with, you know, any questions that you might have or concerns. And you can always send me an email, which is right at the end of this, well, on most of my videos, and may not be on this one because of time, because it's meant to be a quick video. Anyway, most of all, take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care. Bye.